Hello, hello, hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I am the Messiah. Welcome all in. I hope you have a fantastic day. Now, if you've stopped here, it's because you're looking for some PC settings for Call of Duty Warzone. Now, I've not got the most high-tech PC in the world. I run on a bog standard 144 monitor. I've got run a 4060 Ti. No, very bog standard, nothing high-end about my setup at all. But a few friends have asked me to run a video on my personal settings for my PC. So we're going to run through them real quick. Some you may have seen in some other videos before, some you may not. So please do pay attention. Without any further ado, let's go into the settings. First thing we need to do is make sure we have Call of Duty open, obviously. And we're going to go into our settings, down to graphics. On our display, I play full screen borderless, obviously streamer / content creator, full screen borderless. If you only have the one monitor, full screen exclusive all day long. But if you're like me, you like to alt tab out, go onto my other monitor, definitely want full screen borderless. Personally, I don't think you see much of a difference in either or. But yeah, full screen borderless is absolutely fine. Display monitor, bog standard explanation there. Your display monitor you want on. Again, I'm running two monitors. This is my monitor that I use for my stream, my Discord, etc. This is the one for the game. Display adapter, you want to make sure that this is on your graphics card. Don't have it on anything else other than your graphics card. Of course, I'm running an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Ti. Screen refresh rate. You want to get this as high as possible. You want the game to match your screen's refresh rate. So, I'm on a 144, so that's as high as I can possibly get it. If you run on a higher monitor refresh rate, like a 240, for example, make sure this goes up to 240. And also, I am very jealous because I need to upgrade my monitor, and I cannot do so yet, but I will get there. Display resolution. 1920 by 1080 is more than fine. If you have a 4K monitor, again, jealous, but yeah, you can bump that up. But this is what I'm running on at the moment. Aspect ratio, automatic. At any point when we're done with all these graphic settings that we're going to do, make sure you come back here and restart your shaders and close the game down, but we'll revisit that at the end just to remind you, so don't panic. Display gamma, 2.2 sRGB. Gamma and brightness, by default it's on 50. I bump it up to 55 just so the game's a little bit brighter for myself. I think it makes the game look a little bit better as well, especially when you've got people hiding in corners, etc. Just helps see that a little bit better. NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency. There's no reason to have this off. You want this on or on plus boost. Now, if you are GPU bound, you have it as on. If you are CPU bound like myself, you want it as on plus boost. Now here's how to figure this out, and pay attention, okay? To figure this out, whether you're CPU bound or GPU bound, you want to go into your interface, into global. We go down to telemetry, telemetry. Whether it's a custom, show more. You can copy all of these if you want, but for this you want your GPU time on, and you want your CPU time on. So CPU time on, CPU time on. When you've done with that, you'll then go into a game and go into a lobby. You can just jump into plunder. If you own the full game like myself, jump into a quick match or into a private match, run the game. Now, these numbers at the top, I hope you can see them okay. But basically, yeah, if your CPU time is higher than your GPU time, that means you are CPU bound. If your GPU time is higher than your CPU time, you are GPU bound. I'm saying PU a lot. So yeah, so you figure it out that way. So just to clarify, again, if you are GPU bound, meaning your GPU time is higher than your CPU time, you want this on. If your CPU time is higher than your GPU time, you want this as on plus boost. Okay? Off is not an option, and I don't know why even is an option. Eco mode preset, put as custom. VSync gameplay off. VSync menus off. Custom frame rate I have as unlimited. Reduce menu render resolution optimal. Pause game rendering off. Reduce quality when inactive off. Focus mode. This is basically involves if you have a second monitor. So at the moment I have it as 0, which means my second monitor is at what it should be when you just turn it on, full brightness, full everything. If you want to make the second screen darker, if you like streaming or you've got your Discord open and it find it a bit distracting, or like there's a video on there that's a bit distracting, you can make your second screen darker with this. If you put it all the way up to 100, it will turn your second monitor basically off. Obviously, it doesn't turn off; it goes completely black, and therefore you can't see it. So this is purely optional, but I have it at 0 because there's no reason for me to have that go any darker whatsoever. So yeah, anywho, into quality we go. Again, this should be standard because you're going to automatically change everything yourself. So, graphic preset at custom, render resolution, you want at 100. You don't want this any lower than 100 at all. This needs to be at 100. You want to make sure that everything's rendering at the same speed as your monitor, obviously. Dynamic resolution off. Upscaling and sharpening, I run the Fidelity FX CAS, and I run this at 70. Anywhere between 70 and 90 is fine, but I personally run it at 70. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation is off. AMD FSR 3 generation is off. VRAM scale at 90. If you are feeling like you're getting a few skips in your game, etc., you can move this down, but I wouldn't advise going any lower than 70. So anywhere between 70 and 90 should be absolutely fine for you. I personally run it at 90 because my game runs absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Make sure you have your variable rate shading on. This basically improves your performance at low visual cost, as it tells you right here. Activate a technique that improves performance at a low visual cost by controlling where additional quality is needed in the image. Like it says here, if you do this, you will need to reboot the game, which you will have to do anyway when we restart the shaders later on. Anyway, so make sure this is on. It makes the game look so much better. Text resolution low. Obviously, we are trying to get the best FPS possible, as well as the best quality possible at the same time. So, yes, you definitely want this at low. It's quite very high on your VRAM, and your CPU usage is quite high as well. So I have it low. If you're lucky enough to have a better graphics card than me, you can run it on normal, but I wouldn't go any higher than that personally. Texture filter anti-estropic as normal. Depth of field off. Detail quality low. Sorry, I'm swallowing stuff. I don't know how people do this here all the time. Particle resolution, very low. Bullet impacts, personal preference. I personally have them off because I don't really need to see where bullets are landing. It's irrelevant to me, so I have them off. If you really want to see bullets hitting walls and doors and stuff, by all means have it on. But me personally, leave them off. Persistent effects, off. Shader quality, have it as low. On-demand texture streaming, minimal. And you click on show more, and you drag this all the way down to the lowest it can be. I think by default it's on 32, but yeah, drag this all the way down to the lowest possible setting. Local texture streaming quality I have as low. Shadow quality low. Screen space shadows off. Occlusion and screen space lighting off. Screen space reflections off. Static reflection quality low. There's a pattern emerging here. I don't know if you figured it out yet. But tessellation off. Volumetric quality low. Deferred physics quality off. Weather grid volume quality off. I don't really care if I'm getting wet from the rain. It's pointless. It's pointless to me. And water quality I have as off. If you're really bothered about how the water looks, you can put it on water caustics. But in all fairness, no one really cares about how the water looks, so off. Okay, on to view we go. Now, okay, so I have my field of view at 105. A lot of people I know want to play at 120 because you get the most range possible, etc., etc. Now let me explain why I play at 105. Obviously, 120 gives you the wider spread, like we just said, but 105 I like to have my hitboxes a little bit bigger, which 105 gives me perfectly for, and you start to lose aim assist around 107. I believe is the actual case. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me different if it's wrong, but I'm pretty sure you start to lose aim assist after 107. So that's why I personally play as field of view 105. ADS field of view affected, weapon field of view wide, third person field of view 90, vehicle field of view wide, world motion blur off. If you have this on, you're weird. Weapon motion blur off. Again, if you've got it on, you're weird. First person camera movement at least 50%, third person camera movement at least 50%. This is irrelevant. And inverted flashbang. Now, I get flashbanged a lot, or concussed, and it's a bright white light in your eyes, and it irritates the crap out of me. So I turn this on so that the flashbang, when it hits me, actually the screen goes black rather than a bright white. But again, this is personal preference. When you get flashed, you either want it bright white or you want it to go black. Entirely up to you, but I have it inverted for that reason. Okay, now, when you've done this, if you've altered anything in this whatsoever, you want to go back to your display, ladies and gentlemen. You want to scroll down to restart shaders preloading, click on it, and simply restart. From here, you will need to close your game, and you'll have to reload it. So, while that is doing that, I shall do this. I'll leave the game, and we'll move into the... So I'm going to quit the desktop. The game's closed. When I open it back up, the shaders will start reloading. Okay, now that the game is closed, from here, we want to go into our search bar, and we want to look for NVIDIA Control Panel. We open up the NVIDIA Control Panel. Looks terrifying, I know, but don't panic, have a little bit of faith in the Messiah. We're going to go to Adjust Image Settings with Preview. You want to have this on. Use the Advanced 3D Image Settings. After this, you want to go to Manage 3D Settings. And I'm going to do this nice and slow so you can keep up. Of course, if I'm still going too quick for you, by all means, pause the video, take screenshots, whatever it is you have to do. Okay, but first off, we're going to go with Image Scaling off, Ambient Occlusion off, Anti-Strobic Filtering off, Anti-Aliasing FXAA off, Anti-Aliasing Gamma Correction on, Anti-Aliasing Mode off, the setting off, the transparency off, background application max frame rate off, CUDA GPUs all, CUDA system fallback policy driver default, DSR factors off, DSR smoothness off, low latency mode on, max frame rate off, monitor technology fixed refresh, multi-frame sampled AA/MFAA off, OpenGDI compatibility auto, OpenGL rendering GPU, your graphics card. Mine is obviously the GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, so whatever your graphics card is. Power management mode, prefer maximum performance, preferred refresh rate, application controlled, shader cache, driver default, texture filtering anti-strobic sample on, texture filtering negative LOD bias allow, texture filtering quality, put this on high performance, texture filtering trilinear optimization on, threaded optimization on, triple buffering off, vertical VSync off, virtual reality pre-rendered frames, put that to 1, virtual reality variable rate off, Vulkan OpenGPL method auto, that's that. Okay, very good. Of course, at the bottom of your screen here, if you've changed anything, you will have to click apply. This will show up around here. Make sure you apply these settings. Next, we'll go to change resolution. Now, this is your monitors. Obviously, I'm using 2 monitors at the minute. This is my gaming monitor. Again, on my box, I'm the 144 monitor. Hoping to upgrade, but we're getting there. But anyway, what you want to do, you'll come up with this Ultra HD, HD, SD, blah 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 blah. You're on your PC. You want to scroll down to your PC version. Find your resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080. Go to refresh rate and make sure that your preferred refresh rate is on, which obviously should be your highest refresh rate for your monitor. So mine's 144. If you're in the 240, it'll be 240. Okay. Again, make sure you click apply. Second monitor, irrelevant. Mine's on 60 Hz. Doesn't matter to me. It is what it is. Anywho, once you've done all this, we're going to go into adjust desktop color settings. Now this is where I make things a little bit more snazzy and a bit snappy in terms of color and how you see things visually. So we'll leave everything else at 50, 51. Do not touch your hue at all, but your digital vibrance is at 50 at the minute. You want to bump this up to around 60. Now you'll see the color change here. You get a little barcode thing here for your reference image. You can either have people, and the best way I find to see the difference is in this here. You get a nice yellow car, you got a nice blue background, very colourful things. So if I put this back to 50, you will see the change. I'll bump it up to 60. If I bump it all the way up to 100, you can see it all changing, nice and thing. But 60 is more than fine. Probably you wouldn't go any higher than 65 personally, but yeah, I have it at 60. Again, when you've done all this, like it says on the bottom, there we go, apply. Now everything will be absolutely hunky-dory. Now, whilst I'm here and I'm talking about graphics, let's talk about sound for a second. Now, if you're on PC, and this is where I'll probably get a little bit of hate, okay? First we're going to do, we're going to close this. We're going to go down to our little sound setting at the bottom here. We're going to give this a little right click. We're going to open up our sound settings. Obviously, this is, I am on Windows 11, Windows 10. You might have to find your sound settings elsewhere, but you want to go to your sound settings, okay? These are... oh my goodness gracious me. Make sure you've got your right headset selected. Mine is the Mixamp Pro Game. To have on, again with your microphone, make sure you've selected the right microphone. Volume at 100 for both. Again, if this is variation, if you've got a real loud ass mic, you can turn this down. But you can adjust sounds in game, so it doesn't really matter. Anywho, what I want to go to now is we want to go and find more sound settings right here. This little window will pop up. We want to find our headset, which mine is this one right here. We're going to click on it and we're going to open our properties. You should see these general levels, enhancements, advanced spatial sounds. Go to enhancements and you want to take loudness equalization. This will make everything boost in sound. You will start to hear footsteps in people, buildings over. You'll hear gunfights from over hills, etc, etc. Very much worth it. If you've got a PC, utilize it. If this isn't an option for you, your headset's not compatible. But yeah, there you go. That's how you turn on your sound EQ, ladies and gentlemen. Right, now we're out of this, let's reload our game, shall we? Wherever I've put my games on the other screen, let me open it up. Okay. Now that the game's opened up, here we go. As you can see in the top left hand corner, shaders preloading at 5.7%, so you will have to wait for these to make sure they're loaded before you can go into a game, I should say. But while we're here, let's make sure, while we're on the sound setting situation, we're going to go into audio real quick. Master game volume at 100. Gameplay music volume, you want it at 0. There is no reason to have music on in the game. Last thing you want to hear is that you're in the end zone, you're in the end circle, you're waiting to hear if there's someone crouching around you, you're waiting to hear some gunshots from somewhere, and all you hear is some random dum 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 music behind you. There's no reason for it. Turn that off. It's irrelevant. Dialogue volume I have at 50. I don't need people screaming at me every 2 minutes. Enemy UAV! Enemy UAV! No, I don't need that to be right loud in my ear. Thank you very much. Effects volume I leave at 100. Obviously, you want to hear the footsteps. You want to hear the gunshots. Leave that at 100. Cinematic music volume. Turn it off. Don't need it there. Audio device. This is your headset that you're using. Turn enhanced headphone mode on. Audio mix I have at Sucker Punch. Headphones is just as good, but I think the game sounds better with Sucker Punch. It adds more of a punch, funnily enough. But yeah, headphones or Sucker Punch, more than fine. Mono audio off. Mute game when minimized off. Mute licensed music on. Again, if you're like me, you're a content creator, you stream, etc. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is have some licensed music coming on and getting you a copyright wiki for no reason. This hearing compensation off. Reduce titnish sound off, and hit marker preset I have as default. Into voice chat now, so voice chat volume I have it at 25, 26. Voice chat on, proximity chat on, body shield chat on, because it's awesome when you get someone in a body shield and you get to whisper sweet nothings in their ear, and of course you get to hear them squeal and moan about being captured, and it's just hilarious, so why not have it on, right? Last words voice chat on. Game chat voice or lobby, I like to be able to hear everybody in the lobby when I'm pushing a building, for example. I can hear them talking in game, or he's at the bottom and says, oh, this guy's on the roof, or I can hear someone outside, and it helps me approach the building or the gunfight better when I can actually hear people talking. So I have it as all lobby. Voice chat output device, default system device, that doesn't really matter. But if you do want to pick it, it would actually be your headset. Microphone level, you adjust it to so people can hear you. Mine's at 25, mine's absolutely fine. If you need to turn it up or down, that's up to you, personal choice. You can test your microphone level yourself by turning this on. You'll hear yourself back into your headset. Push to talk or open mic, it's up to you, doesn't really matter. Push to talk, I personally play push to talk because when I'm playing, I'm normally playing open mic, and I just press my letter Z on the keyboard and talk to people in game if I have to. And then your microphone input device is obviously your microphone. Yeah. But there you have it, guys. That's all the settings I've got for you. Once all these load shaders have done, you're very happy to go into the game, and the game will look amazing for you, and hopefully you'll have more FPS and the game will look absolutely brilliant. If the video did help you in any way, shape or form, please do leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure the notifications run, because I will be posting more and more videos as we proceed. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.